Would you mind telling the audience a bit more about yourself and how HASfit started?
I'm a lifelong athlete, and I've always been into fitness as well as business, so it made sense to kind of marry the two together. I opened my own gym when I was actually 17 years old, and I had that thing for 4.5 years. It was basically like a CrossFit gym before CrossFit even existed, but the only thing is at that time nobody was really into doing Olympic lifts and doing that style of training. So the gym just broke even, and I didn't make a lot of money. So I went on from that onto managing 3 separate facilities, all fitness centers, before I eventually started HASfit. And HASfit stands for Heart and Soul Fitness.
You've made a career out of fitness and connecting with real people from all over the globe. What have you learned from this experience about what they're looking for?
That's a good question. I'd had a lot of experience with people, training with them one-on-one, but, I always say I'm training over 1 million people a month now, so I really feel like I'm able to get into the head of everyone and know what the common pitfalls are. I'd say the major thing is just the motivation to stick with it. The knowledge is out there nowadays. Most of the time people know what they're supposed to be doing, but it's just the willpower to do it. That's why I focus so much on the motivation and the mental aspect of training, because that is really the hardest part for people, and that ends up being the biggest stumbling block.
What does fitness mean to the average person?
I think fitness to the average person just means being healthy. I mean, it doesn't mean you don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, you don't have to be Jillian Michaels, you don't have to be somebody super fit. It's just about respecting yourself, and respecting yourself enough to exercise and to eat healthy and to just take care of your body overall.
And do you see a difference in some of the people that are in different regions all over the globe and how they see fitness and how they see HASfit?
Definitely. Different cultures are different. One of the biggest things that I had to learn at the beginning is there's different types of food all over the place. So you can't just recommend the types of food we have here in the United States to people in India, for example. So you have to be really cognizant and aware of that, as well as availability of equipment. That's why I try to keep things very streamlined with just exercises with dumbbells, because I know that's the one thing that no matter where people are at across the globe, they're going to have access to dumbbells. Or if I try to do a bunch of, let's say, TRX workouts, well, people in the Middle East don't have access to TRX straps. So just try to keep it as basic as possible.
And what inspired you to create HASfit?
I just was to a point in my life where I was honestly tired of working for somebody else, and I didn't feel like I was living up to my full potential. I had a small circle of people around me that I was influencing and positively influencing, which was great, but I just really wanted to expand my reach. And HASfit has been a vessel for me to do that. I didn't really know what I was creating at the beginning, but it's definitely evolved over the years into something far superior than I could have ever imagined.
And most people in the fitness industry would have had people charge to be able to use your services. Why did you decide to make it free?
Well, I guess it kind of also ties into my last response, which is I wanted the opportunity to influence the largest number of people possible. And I thought making the service free was a great way to do that. Also, I think being fit and healthy should be a God-given right, not something that is reserved for only the elite. So I wanted to make sure that everyone had the same knowledge and the same chance available to them to be fit and to be healthy.
I've been reading a lot of your YouTube comments, and many people are saying that you're their hero. Do you have a hero who inspires you?
First off, that's just ridiculous, because I'm nobody's hero. I'm just this dude who has this YouTube channel. And do I have or have I had a hero? Honestly, I didn't really grow up with a hero, so to speak. I try to take certain traits from different people, different hardworking people, growing up, I really liked Barry Sanders. He's an NFL running back that played for the Lions. I was into different athletes. My dad has always been a hero. He's a humble, sweetheart of a guy. He's always been a great influence. And I am a man of faith, so I've always looked to God for inspiration and to always fall back on Him when I don't know where I'm supposed to go in life.
And do you have any advice for other young entrepreneurs?
Yeah, let's say hard work is the key. That's all it comes down to. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to have the best idea. You don't have to have the best resources. You just have to work your butt off and you'll be able to find a way.
And as a YouTube guru, how do you feel social media is affecting businesses? And more importantly, do you think it means more to small business owners such as yourself?
Social media is, well, first off, it's ever evolving. So anybody who's not keeping up with it is going to get left behind. It has totally transformed marketing and advertising, branding. I mean, there's not a business subject that social media hasn't totally transformed in the last 10 years. I mean, I wouldn't even waste my time reading a business book from over 10 years ago, because the truth is, without social media, you're leaving off a major piece of the puzzle. And what was the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
And do you think it means more to small business owners as yourself?
Oh, definitely. Because honestly, it gives you that opportunity to go after. I'm going to just say go after the big dogs. So for me, obviously I'm in a really competitive space. The fitness industry. I mean, everybody and their brothers in this space. So that being said, what social media really allowed me to do is play some major catch up by putting out high quality content. Because I didn't have the cash to just throw out on a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign. So instead, staying true to my roots, staying true to my fan base and my followers and giving them what they want and building up a loyal audience, social media has allowed me to really catch up to the people with the big budgets.
And on the subject of the media tends to give people a certain perception about health and fitness, like with the fad diets, how to bulk up fast. But if there was one piece of advice you want to impart to listeners on the subject, what would it be?
There's no shortcut for hard work and for just treating your body right, eating healthy, and exercising. Unfortunately, the fitness industry is home to a lot of snakes. And by snakes, I mean people that are dishonest and tell you whatever you want to hear to get you to buy their product. And honestly, it breaks my heart sometimes to see the amount of money people spend on products that aren't going to get them anywhere. And they're all based on one philosophy and principle, all these products are, which is selling you on a shortcut, selling you on a way around the work. And unfortunately, that just doesn't exist. So just keep in mind that it took you longer than a week to get overweight. It took you longer than a week to dig this hole you may be in. So it's going to take you longer than a week to get out of it. There's no quick fix diet pill.
And what are your hopes for the future of your business? Like, where do you see HASfit 5 years from now?
Wow, 5 years from now, I don't know. I've been doing HASfit for less than 3 years now, so it's really hard to project 5 years from now. Growing up, reading a lot of business books, I was talking about making a business plan and knowing where you're going, 12-year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year, 10-year, etc. And the older I get, the more I disagree with a lot of those philosophies, because I think, yes, I think you should have an idea where you're going, but at the same time, and it's good to set goals as well, but at the same time, thinking in those terms, I think creates too many barriers and gives you doesn't allow you to go with the flow. 3 years ago when I started this thing, I had no idea really where I was going with it. The business plan that I made then is no longer applicable. So now I just try to take it day by day and opportunity by opportunity and keep working my butt off to get as far as I can with it.
Well, thank you very much, Joshua, for your time today.
Thank you.